Hungary and Germany, the two member states of the European Union, have been on the same page under the chancellery of Angela Merkel. There have been countless occasions when Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban and former German Chancellor Angela Merkel shared stage to address the European Union's common issues. However, that's not the case with Olaf Scholz. The current German administration has turned against the Hungarian government and halted the expanding relationship between the two nations. There was an ego clash between the two leaders, but in the end, the German economy's mishap might compel Scholz to accept defeat against Orban. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Atul Mishra. Let's begin. 3 weeks ago, the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz met Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban in Berlin. The Hungarian Prime Minister had described his talks with the German Chancellor as fruitful. Following the meeting, both parties felt satisfied that all contentious topics had been resolved, even though there was no formal confirmation of what the two leaders had discussed. A few days later, a significant dispute between the two members began to get settled. On October 21st, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban announced that an agreement had been reached at the EU summit in Brussels that any future EU gas price cap will not apply to long-term gas supply deals like the 15-year deal that Hungary has with Russia's Gazprom. Undoubtedly, this is a major win for Budapest. For a long haul, Hungary was looking to get an exemption from Brussels in the EU gas price cap. However, the big guns like Germany were becoming a major hurdle against Hungary's motion. But at last, Berlin had to concede defeat because Germany needs Hungary more than ever now. As per Germany's recent announcement, the nation has exceeded its emission quotas, especially in the construction and transport sector. Despite the hugely popular €9 ticket for public transport launched this summer, Germany is now compelled to buy emission credits from countries that have met their green goals. And the topmost country in this list is none other than Hungary. Germany has to pay millions in emissions rights to countries that have emitted much less. In this case, these are Bulgaria, Hungary, and Czechia. Therefore, Hungary will very soon receive millions of dollars in its bank accounts. There is no doubt that Orban has won big with this. But Olaf Scholz's ego trip against Hungary has come a cropper. Well, the relations between former German Chancellor Angela Merkel and Viktor Orban were exceptionally great. But with Olaf Scholz in Bundestag, Hungary and Germany became stark enemies. Orban was an apple of discord for Olaf Scholz. When Orban won the elections for the consecutive term, Olaf Scholz was the last European leader to acknowledge Orban as the legitimate winner of the Hungarian elections in 2022. While Hungary believes that relations with Russia must continue despite the Ukraine war, Olaf Scholz has consistently disagreed with such statements of Hungary. Olaf Scholz has occasionally cherished the idea that Orban is transforming Hungary into an autocratic state. But now the tables have turned. Germany is struggling politically and economically. Undoubtedly, the nation is in serious trouble and is not in a position to continue spending millions of mere carbon credits. Furthermore, the German Chancellor is facing backlash in Berlin due to growing disagreement in his cabinet brought on by a paralyzed foreign policy. Hungary is in a far better position than Germany in this case. This is the reason Olaf has come to a consensus with Orban to keep his power going.